Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Eric Sprott, the perennial gold enthusiast, has set his sights on a new precious metal. Mr. Sprott's charitable organization, the Sprott Foundation, is selling 2 million units of its gold holdings and using the money to buy silver. The move comes as gold veers close to $1,800 per ounce, and less than a week after Mr. Sprott had declared the metal, quote, the investment of the last decade, in an interview with Gold Money Foundation. I think silver is going to be the investment of this decade, end quote. The move comes as gold veers close to $1,800 per ounce. Oh, look at that. I wrote that twice. Since the commodity boom kicked into high gear last fall, Mr. Sprott has been touting silver's merits. To demonstrate his conviction, he set up and invested his own money in the exchange-traded Sprott Physical Silver Trust, which buys silver bullion and stores it at the Royal Canadian Mint. Investors in the trust can cash in their units or take delivery of physical silver if they wish. He also launched a silver bullion fund that enables investors to speculate on the metal's market price, but without the physical redemption option. Until Wednesday, though, Mr. Sprott was still committed to gold, as its price rose to new highs. It could be that he was simply cashing in on a rapid rise in the price of Sprott physical gold trust units, which are up 21% since July 1st, by the way, and of which he personally holds 6 million units, separate from the Foundation's holdings. On Wednesday, Mr. Sprott said his comment about silver does not mean he's abandoning gold altogether. Quote, anything I said about it being the resource of the last decade was not to suggest that it wasn't going to do well this decade, he said. I just think silver will do better. Now wait a minute. Sure, that's Mr. Eric Sprott. But who else has been telling you that? They think silver is going to be doing better than gold. Silver will outperform gold. Yeah, but gold's going up. I gotta get out of my silver. I gotta get out of my silver. Go ahead, bozo. Get out of your silver. You sound like a stupid day trader. Oh, I gotta get in. Oh, there's a bubble over there. I gotta run over to the bubble. Oh, there's a bubble over here. I gotta run over to that bubble. Why the hell are you watching my videos if that's your thought process? My videos aren't about making a quick buck right now. Find that bubble, go over here. Find that bubble, go over there. I don't play that. I only wanted to save my financial livelihood, like I've said 1,000 times. Get physical silver. Many people, why not gold? Why do you always recommend silver? Well, let me show you. Last 7 to 10 years, silver has gone up 1,000%. Last 7 to 10 years, gold has only gone up around 700%. Now, very recently, it's taken off even more. Gold. So, that's one reason. The other reason is because silver, as we all know, is the manipulated metal of all metal on the stock market, exchange, whatever. The fact that it's hovering around 40s, creeping up 40 cents here, 50 cents there, not moving too much, even though gold's moving significantly, is worrying people. Oh, see, no, that's why I need to be in gold. Like I said, go ahead, get in gold. You won't be disappointed. But when silver makes its move, I mean the big move, you're going to think to yourself, damn it, I shouldn't have sold all my silver and put it into gold. I should have just held in there like Joe and other people have told me to. Unless you're one of those guys who's trying to make a profit right now, no matter what, gold's the next train, I'm getting on it. As soon as I feel it's done, I'm getting back on the silver or something else. That's fine. But my advice is not trader mentality advice. My advice is simply saving your financial livelihood. So rather than try to catch a little break over here, a little break over there, I've got my physical. I've met and exceeded the amount that I wanted originally. I don't have to buy another silver coin the rest of my life, right now at least, to make me any happier. I'm fine with where I'm at. So now, having said that, if for some reason they're able to kick the market way down on silver, and then J.P. Morgan unloads all of its short positions while the silver market tanked on purpose, so that J.P. Morgan can unload its silver positions, short positions, then by God, you know someone you're looking at right now is fixing to get on a massive silver buying spree when that takes place. Again, I don't know that that will take place. I shouldn't say that I'm not hoping it won't take place, because again, it gives everybody an opportunity to buy on a really cheap side. But I don't think it's going to happen like that. And I refer back to Lindsey Williams when he basically said gold and silver aren't coming back down. They will continue to rise. And everyone got all nervous. Oh, it was $49. It's got hit down to 33. I thought Lindsey said that it wasn't going anywhere. He got all kinds of phone calls. He said, "Don't worry about it. It's nothing. They're just covering some of their positions. Generally speaking, it's not going down. It's only continuing to go back up. Just because there's a little blip doesn't mean anything." And I would agree with that. So, anyways, Mr. Sprott thinks silver will be the next decade best investment, and it will outperform silver. That's what I've been saying myself, and I've given many reasons why. He bases that conviction on supply constraints. The amount of gold already mined is about 100 times greater than silver. Yet, for each dollar invested in gold, another dollar is currently being invested in silver. By definition, you can't keep buying at a 1-to-1 ratio and have the price stay the same when the supplies are so different, he said. Again, yes, agreed. I would agree. Moreover, the price of gold is trading about 45 times the price of silver. Historically, the ratio has been about 16 times to 1. Again, I've said that a million times. And Mr. Sprott thinks the two metals will move back in line with that 16 to 1 ratio. Mr. Sprott, is that you? Listen, are you watching my videos by chance? Because a lot of what you're saying in here, I've been spewing out for the last couple years. Just curious. Just wondering. No? No, hell no, he hasn't been watching my videos. But as you can see, the same thing I'm saying, he's saying, other quote-unquote experts are saying. And when I use the word expert, don't think you can turn on Fox News or CNN or pretty much the TV in general and hear an expert tell you about gold and silver. Because all the experts, my friend's mom just contacted him not that long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Hey, I was watching the news the other day, or recently, and they're saying that it looks like silver's in a bubble right now. I said, just remind her of that conversation. Jot that down. And remember what she told you. Maybe even write it down, and then you'll converse with her in a little short period of time and ask her about that bubble. And of course, you and I both know she got it off the mainstream media. In other words, they don't want you into silver. Why? Because of what he just said here. Supply issues. There's more gold out there than silver right now. Believe that or not. And JP Morgan's massive short position on the silver market, they don't want to get crushed if they can help it. And they've had to cover many short positions here recently and take a beating doing so. And I don't think any company would like to do that if they could help it. So it's in their best interest to tell everybody, stay away from silver. Gold's the one you want to get on. Fine, gold, we can't stop that right now. Just let them have gold. Just get them off of silver, for God's sakes. But remember that old web bot I've been telling you about? $20 a day moves in silver will be seen. Not sure when. Again, don't know. This year, next year, can't say. Because I don't know. And if I did, I would tell you. But soon enough for me to care is all I need to know. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, doesn't matter. My silver is sitting there. I don't get all nervous about the market going up and down. I'm not going to get a margin call from my broker or something because the price crashed on me and I couldn't sell on time. I don't have to worry about that. It's sitting in a safe, bolted to the ground. It's completely safe. So whether it's 2, 3, 4 years, we see $20 a day moves, I really don't care. Because again, if it wasn't 3 or 4 years from now, all of you people who said, man, I don't have any money to do this, I barely have any money, you'll have the next 3 or 4 years potentially to buy some. Now, having said that, in all honesty, my brain is not telling me that we're going to see $40 and $50 silver over the next 2, 3, 4 years. Hell no. It's going to be well beyond the $40, $50 range easily. And matter of fact, in the very near future, as I said, I do believe we'll see $50 silver again this year. It will stay. It's not coming back down and will continue to rise before we get out of this year. That is my, and of course, this is my opinion, but using all my research and putting all these puzzle pieces together, I feel very confident in saying that. Which is why I said even at $50, I don't care if you don't have silver, get some, because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, no one knew that this thing was going to crash right then when it did, when they brought it from 50 to 33 or whatever, that fast. No one knew it. But it shows you that they can do it when they need to. But at the same time, every time they pull one of these tricks and they basically take any ammunition out of the bag, so to speak, they can't really do that again. Doesn't work anymore. So they're running thin on ammo to keep the silver price down. So what you'll see is what's been happening over the last 7 to 10 years and more recent history, sooner history here, or the more recent history here. You know, in other words, if you were back 7 to 10 years and then you only went, let's say 7 years ago, and then you went fast forwarded 4 years in time, there wasn't that big of a move in silver like there is now from month to month, even year to year, you know, basis. Look what happened from the 4 months on December. 4 months later, it was $50. It was $28. It was trading at 50 shortly after. They hammered it hard. Okay, now it's down to 33, 35. We're back up to 40. We're almost at 41 again now. And there's not even that much, you know, movement in the silver market, and it's already rising and rising, rising slowly, whatever. So, anyways, let me continue reading this. So he basically says, Mr. Sprott thinks the two metals will move back in line with the 16-to-1 ratio. Moreover, the price of gold is trading, but not all silver assets are on equal footing. Mr. Sprott has been selling some of his own units in the physical silver trust. In the past month, Sprott-related funds have sold about $23 million of his silver trust units, and earlier this spring they sold $34 million. Mr. Sprott said he is simply taking advantage of the trust unit's 20% premium to the fund's net asset value. 20% premium to the fund's net asset value. And he says the premium has shot up since the fund was introduced last fall because of heavy retail demand, which means investors are paying more than the underlying, more for basically the underlying metal's value. He is reinvesting the proceeds in other silver investments, including the silver bullion fund. Asked if investors in the physical silver trust should be alarmed that he's cashing in, Mr. Sprott said anybody can do anything at any time that they want to, and added that his sales are all in the public domain because he must report them to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. He also doesn't apologize for shifting more of his attention to silver and is still touting his gold trust to retail investors who think economic turmoil will send bullion prices higher. Quote, I think silver will outperform gold this decade, so why wouldn't I position our accounts that way? Exactly, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? So, buying the metal ties back to Mr. Sprott's recent comments about being bullish on silver. In the Gold Money interview, he pointed out that the physical amount of gold above ground is about 100 times greater than silver, yet people are buying the two metals on a one-to-one basis. That means the price of silver has to go up, he argues. Not it should, I'm thinking it should. It has to. Laws of physics, basically, if you want to look at it that way. Even though there's this manipulation. Like I said, that example I gave. Gold and silver, they're tied by a rubber band. And gold has started to take off, causing tension back here. And silver is getting ready to snap and spring back up towards gold. And yes, it will spring back 45 to 1 where it's at now, 50 to 1, whatever. 35 to 1, 30 to 1, 25 to 1, 20 to 1, whatever, back with gold. Which means, again, if you had $10,000 in gold, bought all you could buy with that, had $10,000 in silver, bought all you could buy with that, sometime in the near future, you would say, wow, am I glad I got silver. Phenomenal return. This is fantastic. While the world's crashing around me, my silver is awesome. I'm also very happy with my gold. because my gold did quite well too. Matter of fact, it destroyed everything else out there except for silver. Silver was the king of the crop. So again, I don't care whether you want gold or silver, it's your choice. I told you a million times why I want silver, and I will always tell you why. Same exact reasons. History, history, history is the only single reason you really need to know. In thousands of years of history says silver to gold ratio is always around 16 to 1, sometimes 20 to 1, 15 to 1, 12 to 1 even, every now and then. And again, if I refer to the Webbot report, not only did it already say we're leaving 65 to 1 ratio with gold and we're coming back down, way down. That already happened. Webbot was right. And then it hit 35 to 1 with gold, and then now it's back to 50 to 1, 45 to 1, whatever. And I'm here to tell you again, it wasn't done. It's going back to 35, 30, 25, 20, 16, etc. Not only is it going to 16 to 1, according to the Webbot, which I don't care if it goes better than that. That's already going to be phenomenal. But Webbot says we are going to see 9 to 1, 10 to 1 for sure. Somewhere around there. And there's a little bit of data that even supports and suggests a slight, very quick, you better get in on it and get out as fast as you can, movement that brings it close to 1 to 1, maybe even 1 to 1 with gold. It'll be brief, brutal, quick. Again, if you see that happen, you will know in your mind, I'm already all in, whatever. It's getting close to 1 to 1. Get out. Sell it all. Because it won't stay at 1 to 1. It will go back up. But it's not going to go back up to 40, 50, 60 to 1 with gold. No. It'll go back to the normal ratio, probably 16 to 1, 20 to 1 or so. And even that, even if you miss that train, and man, I got stuck at 16 or 20 to 1, doesn't matter. It's 45 to 1 now. So any investment in it right now is going to more than double. And when I say double, more than double the performance of what gold will do in this long run period. And I don't know what that is. Years, few years, several years. Don't know. But if Lindsey Williams' timeline is right and they want to crash the dollar completely by the end of 2012, then remember, in American dollars, we could see several hundreds of dollars per ounce for silver, and many, many, many thousands of dollars an ounce for gold. Possibly 10,000, I don't know. But that's not saying that the rest of the world will have $10,000 gold and $500 or $600 silver. Their dollar isn't going to be collapsed like ours is, per se. I know Europe is, but there's other countries that may not. So you may find Canada or some other country is only $200 for silver. Meanwhile, we're paying $500 or $600 here in America with American dollars. That's the key. But again, all your debt, your house, your credit cards, everything you do here is in American dollars, and they're locked in right now. So if they were to completely collapse the dollar, and you had this little tiny investment in gold or silver, you could sell it, get a wheelbarrow full of cash, and then go pay off your house, your car, your credit cards, whatever you may have at that time, which was part of my plan. But I don't, because of my trouble with my mortgage and Bank of America, and I'm fighting them because of this fraudulent crap they did with my mortgage and the chain of title issues, the whole 9 yards. I've explained it already. I really don't care about this house. But, I mean, I wouldn't just walk away and leave it. I'll let my dad stay here for free or something if that was the case. But I want to go to Tennessee. I want to get my little thing going, my little property, get some acreage out there, get away from the big life, the fast-paced life, big, spend big, live big, all this crap that we're surrounded by. Get me the hell out of here. We're going back a couple ages. I'm going to be, you can see me mowing my yard with, old school with a bunch of goats. That'll be how I mow the yard. So, anyways, when he said, here's the last thing he said, he isn't sure of the timing, and he's quoted as saying, when it actually happens, I don't know, he said in the interview. And that's a fair statement. You can't ask them, when's this going to happen? When do you see this? Man, I don't know. I can tell you the best thing that sounds great and it makes you feel good inside. Well, that sounds plausible, but it could be complete horse crap. Because, again, I'm not inside of J.P. Morgan at the executive table. I'm not inside the CFTC or Ben Bernanke's best friend or Timothy Geithner's best friend, and I'm able to know some of these things. I wish I was, but I'm not. Because, of course, if I was, I'd probably be pretty rich based off of the inside information that all these bozos have that I would be using to get my butt out into Tennessee, use that money for a good cause, make my own little community, kind of like Pastor Dowell, get my stuff, my little pieces together. So anyways, just want to share this little interesting article with you. And I know gold is moving great and silver isn't. I told you, I'm all in on silver and I'm waiting. I suggest you do the same. You won't be disappointed when it really takes off. You should be using that money now, whatever money you have now, to just keep stacking more silver. Now if you wanted, oh, let me buy a little bit of gold since it's going up so fast, then sell it in the near future, make a little profit on it, and then dump that into silver. You could, but I don't have time for that. I want to get what I'm going to get. I have my thoughts down. I have the process I'm doing, and I'm going right down my timeline of what I planned on doing. Because silver was pushed down, I decided I'm going to buy some more, and I did. And now, like I said, I've exceeded my goal, and now I can sit back and relax. I wish everyone else could sit back and relax too, and watch what happens to silver. You are not going to be disappointed, and I can't tell you how many times people have left me messages on YouTube, private message. Hey man, when you were talking at silver back when it just hit $20, man, you convinced me to buy some, and I just want to thank you for that, man. Anything you need, let me know. I really appreciate this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm glad. I'm so glad. And an interesting thing happened when I went on vacation a little while back, and I went and saw Pastor Dowell. We went up to North Carolina, or there in New Jersey also. And when I was back in the Facebook days, my wife's cousin was on there, and we would talk about stuff. He was posting conspiracy stuff, check out 9/11, this and that. I'm posting stuff. We kind of converged a little bit. We'd send stuff back and forth. And he's like, you know, it was you. He was actually at this little family thing we went to in New Jersey. He showed up. I was like, hey, man, I want to thank you. I was like, I'm thinking, for what? I completely forgot about this. He's like, man, when you first started talking about silver, you basically convinced me with the stuff you were talking about. And I bought some silver since then, which basically was the end of 2009 when I was really preaching to people hard. So sometime at the end of 2009, all the way through 2010, and then now 2011, you can imagine what he bought silver for back then. Probably $17, $18, maybe. And he said, I want to thank you for that. You convinced me on Facebook. And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know. It's not like he messaged me and said, hey, I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna buy a bunch of silver today. Never said anything to me. So it just kind of snuck up on me. There's some good advice. Boom. People on YouTube, man, I bought it 20. Hey, I bought it 25. Man, I even bought it 30. I still don't care. It's already up $10. It's $40. That's a fantastic profit in a short amount of time when it was 30, man. I want to thank you. I get it all the time. Not because I'm some psychic. God doesn't talk to me and tell me to tell the people these things. I study this stuff and can figure, just like anybody who studied something long enough, you can become somewhat of an expert in your own right just by dealing with something for so long. I didn't go to college for IT, anything in the computer industry. I'm basically self-taught. I went out on my own, studied some things, got some certifications. Not college stuff, right? Just strictly a little piece of paper certification. Work my way up. Now I've got a fantastic job. I have the job experience under my belt. I could probably go anywhere that was hiring for an IT guy and get in there. Due to that, even though I don't have the college in there, because you're seeing more and more people, college education or, 3, 4, or 5 years of experience in substitution for that. Well, I've got that covered by a long shot. And if you think about it, someone would rather have somebody with experience rather than just a simple college degree. Because if you just got out of college, even though you may have a BA in computer science or some other nonsense, I'm going to assure you, I will spank you in my knowledge only because I've been doing it for many, 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 many years. You can't take that away from somebody. So you may have a diploma, but I've got hands-on skills and knowledge that you don't have yet until you, who have that diploma, goes out and gets into the workforce. So I'm not saying that to brag or to pick on anybody. I'm just letting you know how it is, which is also interesting because you could say, well, why not just intern somebody at some corporation instead of go to college? What's the point of college? You should just throw people right out there immediately, hands-on, boom. Or very little college and then throw them out in the workforce. Instead, we're going to get all these student loans and you're going to learn all this stuff, and the big corporations are going to be knocking your doors down to hire you. You're going to be making $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year to start. But we weren't expecting the boom and bust cycle to kick in heavy duty in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then a great depression to kick in after that. Sorry, we didn't know about that. So you're on your own. Keep paying that college student back. Have a nice day. Anyways, gotta run. Take care.